Welcome back to another Dislyte video, and today we will be going over my boy Osiris Ollie. Now, if you don't know, the first couple pulls that I did in this game were for this man, and I never got him. I was so sad. I did like 200 something pulls, never got him, and I ended up getting him in my first pity for this current event, which is Affiliate. I think he's one of the best speed leads in the game. He does have a speed lead of 25%, increases all ally speed by 25%. But before we go over all of his abilities, I have a message for you. So please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and maybe comment. It'll help me out quite a bit. And I'm trying to reach 1K subscribers before the end of the year. So please help me out. Thank you guys. Love you so much. I hope you enjoy the video. All right, now that we got that over with, let's go over his abilities. So, Hook Strike is his basic attack. Attacks one enemy, deals 105% attack damage, 80% chance of silencing them for one turn. That 80% is kind of insane. You can silence their DPS, you can silence their damage if Ollie is faster than them, which is what you want to build. You want to build him speed. If you're going for the DPS Ollie, you build him speed with some attack and crit damage. He'll do insane damage, right? And the whole point for that is this silence, right? If you throw this silence on a DPS, you have an 80% chance of making them completely useless. They'll basic attack you, and that's about it, right? And if you keep doing that, if Ollie's is always faster than them, they will never get a chance. They'll never get a chance to use their ability before they die, right? And that's the great thing about Ollie. Now, if you give him a legendary ability mons all the way through, he can do 120%. I wouldn't say the basic attack is worth getting a legendary ability mon. I got really unlucky, and I got one of them into here when I wanted them in one of these, which we will go over. This is the cream of the crop of this man. Ollie's passive Salvific Judgment. When allies takes fatal damage, they survive, grants invincibility and recovery for one turn, and cast Law of Duat to counter it. So, the thing about this is, look at this. Law of Duat is his ult. So he can use his ult off turn. Off cooldown, he could use his ult. When it's on cooldown, he could also use his ult if an ally dies. Now, you'll be like, okay, but that's limited to death, right? Well, yes, but you can get this down to a 5-turn cooldown. If you have a tanky-ass team, it's going to take them more than 5 turns to kill you. And if Ollie is surviving through all that, he's going to revive the tanks on your team unless he dies first. And that is the one flaw he has. If there's an Ollie on the team, you want to focus that man, because if not, he's going to keep using his invincibility and keep using his revive, and you're never going to kill the enemy team. He's insane for this. He also grants recovery. It's only 50% of max HP, but it's still good. Recovery is still very, very strong. Invincibility is very, very strong. And talking about invincibility, let's talk about his ult, right? Law of Duat, which you can cast with the passive as well, gives you invincibility, taunt, and defense down to your enemy. That is insane already. Because if you're getting invincibility, you're taunting them, they're gonna hit you, they're gonna do no damage. Attacks one enemy, damage equals 100%, 180% attack, plus a certain percentage of enemies max HP. So he does max HP damage, which is true damage. He will always do that damage, right? Inflicts defense down for 2 turns and taunt for 1. So defense down will last 2 turns. That is fantastic. If you can get this on a DPS, if you can get this on somebody that's going to do a lot of damage to your team, you can negate all the damage, right? Because he's going to be like, all right, you're taunted. You got to hit me and I'm invincible. So what are you going to do now, right? Unless they use an AoE ability, they're only going to hurt him and he's going to take no damage. And defense down is always good, as we know. Honestly, one of the better espers to give a Billamon to. Mostly if you get 5 of these right off the bat, stop. This is worth getting an Billamon on, but it's just 1 turn cooldown, right? So even if you don't get these abilimons, it's completely fine, because if you get all of this, you'll have a 5-turn cooldown on your revive. You don't have to worry about anything else. Ollie is really insane. Let's go see him in Point War. All right, so we are here in Point War, and we have a speed lead, they have an attack lead, they have a Wukong. It's not too difficult, I don't think, for me. It's not gonna be too difficult for me. I think we win, but we'll check it out anyway. We'll try to focus Wukong. Wukong is gonna be the main damage dealer here, and they're all attack down. So let's try not to kill everybody in one shot. Let's try to focus Clara right now. Okay, and let's kill this. Oh, she didn't get a stun, but Ollie's gonna finish here. Yes. So I'm running DPS Ollie right now. Attack, it's crit damage on the circle, attack damage on the square, and the substat relic or the sub relic is a crit sub, or yeah, crit sub relic. Yep. All right, so let's do this. AP manipulate. They're basically dead already because their healer's gone, but it's okay. Defense down on Wukong. This is gonna probably kill. Let's try to get one of our teammates to die. Maybe I can spread out my damage right now to see if they can kill Sanders. Because if they do kill Sanders, I can finally show off that revive, right? So there you go. Sanders would have died there in a regular occasion, and Ollie counters and one-shots Wukong, right? And that's a guaranteed counter. Every time he uses his passive, he gets a guaranteed counter on the character that killed the character, right? And that's really good, because if the DPS kills it, DPS Ollie will literally explode that character. As you saw, he did 26,000 damage to Wukong, and inflicted taunt and the defense down if he still didn't die, right? And our Sanders gets to survive, so now we can just finish off their team. He's very good. I feel like he is shining more on a speed team, on a very speed attuned team. He's gonna be very good. I wouldn't say he's the best character in the game. I wouldn't say he's the best 5-star in the game, but he is pretty crazy, and a lot of people do underrate him, just because he was the first banner, right? People are like, oh, but Ophelia's better, oh, but this guy's better, oh, right? But he's very solid. As a speed lead, he is very solid. As a support for your team, he is very solid. You can build him as a tank, you can build him as DPS. I build him as DPS because it's fun to one-shot people, right? As you saw, I one-shot that Wukong. It was really funny, right? But anyway, let's go on to Chronos. We'll just quickly do a Chronos run just to see how good he is in those kind of situations. All right, so we are here in Chronos, and I literally have never taken this team into Chronos before. I don't know if they can beat it. Chronos is pretty easy nowadays. Back then, it was pretty much a struggle to do Chronos 10, but right now it's like cake. Ollie isn't going to do as much damage as I would want him to in an event like this. I think Ollie kind of just shines in Point War and in Hollow Battle. Like, that's his thing. Holy Azure Dragon. Anyway, I'll be making a video on him too. I'm just min-maxing his situation. So right there, he did about 9%, 10% damage to Chronos. Not too bad for Chronos 10. I'm sure he could be useful in many events. Holy melting. Dude, this might have to be my regular Chronos team. Ooh, Lucas. Oh, wow. It's okay, because Lucas wouldn't die there. Because my boy... I don't really care. Let's do that. My boy Ollie would have saved him in the first place. So Chronos wouldn't even have got his extra 40k? Dude, oh my god. I can't wait to make a video on Azure Dragon. But Ollie can work in Chronos. Ollie can work in regular events like that. Much like every character in the game. I think every character is pretty viable except in Fafnir. Fafnir has wacky mechanics, but you know, multi-hit characters are kings of that, right? Ollie's not one of those, so he's not going to be the best there. But in APEP, usable. In Chronos, usable. In Point War, very usable. In Hollow Battle, very usable. He's very good at PvP, put it that way. All right, he's a PvP character. And if you don't like it, chalk it up, because it is what it is. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be an Azure Dragon showcase, because you saw a lot of damage come out of it. Anyway, goodbye.